Hey guys, it's your girl Kristen, and today I'm going to teach you how to make some cheesy chicken chili. These are all the ingredients that I used, well, most of them. And so I just chop up the carrots into quarters based on like the size of the carrot. So I typically cut my carrots into 3 portions. The thickest portion I cut into 4s. The next portion typically halves, and then the smallest portion is just like single cuts. So I dice all those up. Honestly, I could have just cut my head out of this and let the cat do the cooking. And then I move on to the potatoes. I cut those into strips and then turned it and cut them into small chunks. So diced. Diced, I think, is the appropriate word, yes. And now we do 1 whole yellow onion that is also diced. So I'm doing that. You can't see my knife skills, and I'm very slow because my hands are shitty. But I'm doing the 2 cuts over the top so you can get smaller bits. Now I'm rolling the chilies. These chilies, fun fact, my friend Erica grew these, and they're a type of extra large Thai chilies. They don't have a lot of very specific flavor, but they have this nice spicy kick to them. Now is when I crack out Old Faithful, which is my mom's garlic breast that is older than me. It is my favorite heirloom that I received from my mother before she passed away. That thing, it's like fully made out of pewter. It's got like 1 little screw tension rod thing holding it together, and I've had it for like 5 years, but my mom had that well before I was born, so collectively it's probably like 40 years old now. So now I'm sauteing on medium-low in some olive oil. I've got all of my vegetables. I add some gochugaru, which is Korean chili flakes, salt, and a generous amount of black pepper. Now, you're leaving the garlic and the chili out at this stage. I also add some oregano. Before you say oregano is just for Italian food, no, it's not! Once I'm satisfied with like the tenderness, I add in the garlic, the ginger, and the chili. And this is where I messed up. I should have added the tomato paste first, because you kind of want to get the irony taste out of the tomato paste by cooking it in with everything first, and then you start adding your liquids after that. So I should have added the tomato paste, then the canned tomatoes, then the beans, then the broth, and you use the broth to kind of like get all the stuff off of the bottom, the fond. You then simmer your pot. This probably took about 30 minutes. I just simmered it until I was happy with the texture of the carrots. And at that point, I added in my Costco rotisserie chicken, my jalapenos, and then I saw it needed more broth, so I added the rest of that chicken broth. We then had to check on our little sous chef. He was doing fine. He says hello. And he then goes back to his shift of sleeping on the floor in the background while I wash my hands. This is where you're going to have to stick with me and just trust. Use some American cheese or Velveeta if you can get it. I'm in Australia, so it's harder to get Velveeta. That has an emulsifier in it that will make the rest of the cheese meld together better. Because all American cheese is regular cheese that has had an emulsifier added to it so that it melts really, really well. So put that in, then add your shredded cheese in shifts, because if you do it all at one time, it gets really clumpy and weird, and you just keep adding that in handfuls until you are happy with your finished soup, and then you finish seasoning to taste. What I ended up doing after the fact is I had some limes, so I added some lime in it, and that additional acidity just made it perfect. So if you want a really good stick to your rib soup for a cold day, make my cheesy chicken chili. Oh my God.